It's 6 o'clock in the morning. Shin Dong-hyuk stands in line. In front of him, a woman is forced to kneel. She tried to escape. Shin has seen this exact scene nearly 100 times before. He already knows how it ends. Shin was born inside this prison. He never committed a crime. His punishment was decided before he could speak, before he could walk. In this place, that means one thing. He is never supposed to leave. But today, he will try. No one has ever escaped from here alive. If he fails, it won't mean torture or imprisonment. It will mean death. This is North Korea's Camp 14, and this is the true story of the only man who ever made it out. Get moving, the guard shouts. Shin obeys instantly, head down, no hesitation. Hesitation invites suspicion. Suspicion leads to beatings. As long as Shin can remember, he has worked 16-hour days, 7 days a week. There are no rest days here. No childhood, no future. Today, his work detail is collecting firewood. In 20 years, Shin has only been sent to this station once before. That's why it matters. The firewood station sits far from the center of the camp, far from the coal mines, the textile factories, the farms, and the workshops where thousands of prisoners are constantly watched. If escape is possible anywhere, it is here. But time is limited. Shin knows the plan must be perfect. In the morning, he will identify weaknesses. At midday, he will steal what he needs. And at night, when no one is watching, he will run. Shin begins hacking at a tree. The axe is blunt. They always are. Working harder than necessary is normal here. Pain is normal. Blending in is essential. If a guard notices him studying the surroundings, punishment will be immediate. But guards are not the only threat. Hunger turns prisoners into informants. Food is so scarce that betrayal becomes a survival strategy. Shin pauses for a moment. Out of the corner of his eye, he sees it. The fence, 10 feet high. Every prisoner is told it is electrified. No one has ever tested it and lived. But today, Shin studies it carefully. And then, he notices something, a flaw. The fence isn't perfect. Below it lies a stretch of soft sand designed to capture footprints. Beyond that, guard patrols pass every 10 minutes. It is not a good place to escape, but it is the least impossible one. It is several miles from the heart of the camp, where 15,000 prisoners are divided into zones of forced labor under constant surveillance. Escape from those areas would be impossible. Camp 14 is one of only 4 confirmed political prison camps still operating in North Korea. Together, they hold an estimated 100,000 people. Some camps claim to re-educate prisoners. Release is theoretically possible. Camp 14 is different. This camp exists to erase entire bloodlines. Men, women, and children are imprisoned not for what they did, but for what a relative once did. For Shin, there are only 2 outcomes: work until death or escape. Shin glances around. Someone is watching him. It's Park. They met years earlier in the textile factory, where Shin was ordered to teach Park how to repair sewing machines. Hundreds of women work there, forced to sew military uniforms for the regime. It was there that Park did something dangerous. He spoke about the outside world, cities lit at night, food with flavor, a life without constant fear. For Shin, these stories were revolutionary. Park's stare now isn't suspicion. It's confirmation. They are escaping together. Park whispers that he knows a specific weak point in the fence. Shin nods, but Park asks the question that matters most. How will we survive the cold? Shin allows himself a rare smile. I have an idea. A sharp whistle cuts through the air. Lunchtime. The prisoners march back toward the main compound. Shin has only minutes to steal something vital: winter clothing. A rock strikes the back of his head. He turns. A guard's child is laughing. Here, even children are taught that prisoners are less than human, cursed by blood. Shin enters the canteen. The smell is metallic, sour. Electricity is limited to just 2 hours a day, leaving the hall dim and cold. Food is ladled into metal bowls, watery stew, occasionally corn, sometimes bone. Rats are a common source of protein. Shin eats quickly. This may be the last time he ever eats here. Shin was never sentenced. Years before he was born, his uncle escaped to South Korea. For that single act, His entire family was condemned. His mother and brother were executed. His father is imprisoned elsewhere in the camp. Shin has never known freedom, only fear. Back at the barracks, Shin moves carefully. Up to 50 men sleep on bare concrete floors. No blankets, no pillows. One prisoner, a garment cutter, has secretly made himself extra winter clothing. Those clothes mean survival. Shin takes them. Then, inspection. Everyone freezes. Guards line them up. An elderly prisoner is caught hiding food. The beating is brutal. No one reacts. No one looks. Then the guard points again. Shin. Hands search his body. A pause. Then, clear. Shin steps back. He is still alive. Step 2, complete. The bell rings. Afternoon work detail. Shin and Park walk toward the firewood station again. They pass the execution ground. A reminder, Park once had a life. He was a Taekwondo instructor in Pyongyang. After losing his job, he illegally crossed into China with his wife and baby. When he returned to vote in an election, he was arrested, accused of espionage and religious conversion, sentenced to life. He has never seen his family again. Night falls. The cold deepens. The final patrol passes. 10 minutes, that's all they have. Park hesitates. I don't know if I can do this. Shin grabs his arm. There won't be another chance. They run. Shin slips on ice. Park reaches the fence first. A flash. A violent jolt. Park collapses. The wire's live. Shin understands instantly. There is no time to grieve. Using Park's body to widen the gap, Shin presses forward. The current surges through his leg. Pain explodes. But momentum carries him through. He is outside. Shin runs. Guards discover the body. Footprints in the sand. The alarm is raised. Dogs will follow. Shin tumbles down a snowy hillside, hiding behind trees, forcing his body onward despite severe burns. He finds a farmer's shed. Inside, an old military uniform. Too large, but warm. Exhaustion takes him. He collapses. Over the next 3 weeks, Shin hitchhikes on illegal trucks and freight trains. He eats unfamiliar food. He hears music for the first time. An old man advises him to bribe the border guards. Disguised as a soldier, Shin crosses into China. But safety does not come easily. If caught, he would be sent back. After a year in hiding, a journalist helps him reach the South Korean embassy. Shin is finally free. Today, Shin Dong-hyuk lives in South Korea. His story exposed the reality of North Korea's prison camps to the world. He has stepped away from the spotlight, but his story remains. The only confirmed escape from Camp 14, a reminder of what happens when a system decides some lives were never meant to matter.